That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild. Strawberry ice, bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door. Step into the ring where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the roaring stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's fine is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trenopole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by Priority Lawn and Landscaping. If you guys need your lawn cut, your shrubbery trimmed out, shrubs planted, flowers planted, trees planted, I don't know, anything. And I mean anything related to lawn and landscaping. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Don't think it. Call them at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. You can also follow them on Facebook. I highly recommend that so you can see videos and pictures of the jobs they've done. So give Johnny a call. Tell him you heard about it from Sports with Strawberry Ice. Also, I got to get this out there because we got a live show coming up here September 9th at the Moorline Lager House. Put that up there. See, there's their graphic, Moorline Lager House. It's for the Joe Burrow Foundation, Dine for 9. Now, there are multiple locations you can do this at, but I'm doing my live show at the Moorline Lager House starting at 5:30. It's 2 hours going to 7:30. So I already told you I had Jim Breach scheduled to be on there, but I just confirmed it today. I got two members of the Bearcat Final Four team, Terry Nelson and Corey Blunt, are going to be live at the Moorline Lager House with me that night. So get your reservations, get there early. Let's hang out, support a great cause. The Joe Burrow Foundation did do a great job, and let's have some fun talking some Cincinnati sports. What is up to everybody in the chat? We've got Stranger in there, Brandon in there, Jerome's in there, and Crib Keeper. And yes, I am early. I am about 15 minutes early. I was going to do it at 5 o'clock because Game On was like, hey, it's Thursday, it's game on day. I said, yeah. Like, well, we do it at 5 o'clock. Can you do it earlier? I'm like, sure, I can do it at 5 o'clock. So I'm running around doing all kinds of stuff with my other jobs. And I'm like, crap, I got to hurry up and make the show. So I'm running home, trying to make the show and everything, get it ready. And I got it all set for 5 o'clock. And the Game On goes, can we do it at 5:15? I'm like, you're killing me, Smalls. So I'm like, all right. So I had to switch it to 5:15. Anyway, we got it all situated. So you guys will figure it out and join here soon. But with that being said, let's get to the man. The reason we started at 5:15, he's in the car as usual. He is game on.
You got me?
I got you. What's up?
What's up, Iceman? How we doing?
Good, brother. Good, brother. Just enjoying the day. Very, very hectic, busy day. And there's no practice. There's no Reds game. I'm like, it should be a nice, easy day. But holy crap, I had a lot of stuff going on. What's up with you, man?
Oh, man. Kids, life.
All the above?
Reds. It's all happening. It's all happening right in front of our eyes.
Exactly. All right. So the topic for today, I put it out there as Bengals backup quarterback. The battle is Ridder winning this job over Jake Browning. Now, everybody's like, you're crazy. Desmond Ridder isn't going to beat Jake Browning, yada, yada, yada. Well, I'm not saying that he is or he isn't. I'm just saying that Jake Browning didn't look all that good in the preseason. Not that Desmond looked, or the preseason game, not that Desmond looked that much better, but in practice, Desmond has looked pretty good. I really do think Desmond's going to be our third stringer, practice squad guy, going to be our backup next year. But you never know. What do you think there? And you're on mute there, Game On. What do you think?
I got you. I was just, my son, he's listening to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I got you.
I don't want you guys to hear it. No, with this competition, look, there's a couple of different things to consider, right? First and foremost, Desmond Ridder is a very articulate man. I feel like he probably reads film really well. That's one of the things that the Bengals look for in a backup quarterback, right? They look for a guy that can really articulate what they see on the field and be able to regurgitate that to, the starter. They kind of look for an extra quarterback coach, a guy that can look at the film and, be a smart guy. Ridder, it feels like, every time I watch him in an interview, he's very smart. He's very articulate with himself. The only thing for him is, he's very inconsistent. But who else has been inconsistent this year? Jake Browning.
Yes.
The one thing that I think that we consider in this is, the longevity of Browning being in this system versus Ridder, right? And that's maybe where the edge comes into play. Unless Ridder goes out there and he has a tremendous, game 2 or game 3, and, he's on point and he's also great in practice, I think there would be more of a consideration there. But I think we're probably floating on the territory of Jake Browning being the backup.
Yeah, I think Jake's going to be the backup, but I think this whole thing from the get-go is Jake Browning is his last year of his contract. I think he's going to move on after this and maybe potentially have a shot at starting somewhere, depending on how the quarterback jobs fluctuate during the offseason. I think Desmond was brought here to be Burrow's backup, moving forward starting next year. Now, Michael Judon here says, game on. He had Irish goodbye on us on space. So I came to yours and ice. Ice man. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. I was checking that out too. I was listening like, oh, game on's on space. And all of a sudden, bam, it just stopped.
Man, I picked up my son and I thought, I was going to be able to finish off that space and get right into yours. But, the in-laws, they just wanted to chat a little bit longer. So it was always going to be an Irish goodbye. The question was the timing.
Game on is so popular. Everybody wants to talk to him. Everyone wants to talk to him. All right, so let's bring this up here.
But hey, on the backup quarterback, one more point to be made. 2021, Jake Browning outplays Brandon Allen. Let's recall, or 2022 rather.
2022, yeah, 2022.
2022. He outplays Brandon Allen. Allen looks terrible through an entire camp. Looks really bad in the preseason. Browning looks so good that people are like, hey, this guy needs to be our backup. What ends up happening? Brandon Allen comes back game 3, 11 of 18 for like $150.
Right.
And he ends up being the backup quarterback. At the end of the day, they're probably going to give it to Browning because he's been here, because he's done that, and because he has the rapport with Joe.
Exactly. And Michael says he was just giving you a hard time. But Lindsay said she listened to your spaces today. What's going on in spaces today? What was the big topic of spaces with no Bengals, no Reds today?
Man, right guard spot, man. When is it not a big topic, right?
Every day since the beginning of last year.
Exactly. And you and I had talked about the individuals that were out there, Scherf, Risner, and Hernandez, right? Hernandez ended up going back to the Cardinals. As I predicted, Scherf retires, announced today, quietly retires, right?
Yep.
So now it's just Risner out there.
That's it.
And it's literally the Cincinnati Bengals is like the only team that could potentially, maybe the Ravens. But
Ravens. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. But really, Cincinnati's like the only team that could potentially like go back to the wire if they needed to, right? I'm hoping that Rivers balls out on Monday.
Dude, that's the thing is like that's the only thing that is giving me hope. I don't, like I said, I don't really want to start two rookie guards.
Yeah,
and I don't think they're going to. But by the end of the season, Rivers could be that guy. It just depends how he does. But that's why. Go get Rice or just go get him because it at least gives you another option. At least try it for the end of the training camp here and see how he does. And see, because hey, Patrick got blown up yesterday and Burrow got hit. So I mean, you get mad at Stewart all you want. I mean, Stewart by the pitcher was falling down. I don't think he meant to hit Burrow, obviously, but Patrick, I don't know. I got an idea. Block him. Throw your body at him. Do something.
Yeah, that was so bad by him not being able to pick up that stunt. They work on stunts all the time in practice. He should have seen that coming. But I did like the accountability post practice. Him basically calling himself out and saying, "I got to be better. I got to be able to protect 9." Did you see that one through
Yeah,
Sporting
yeah,
News?
yeah. Well,
I
I
love
agree with
that
him.
comment. You know, as
Right.
much as bad as Cody Ford was, as bad as Alex Redmond was, as bad as Alex Kappa was, we made excuses for these guys. This guy is not making excuses for himself. He's holding himself accountable, and that's where I think there could be a difference to where maybe we could see a bounce back game from him on Monday, potentially.
Exactly. Now, Kinsley here says Isaiah Wynn is still out there, has over 50 career starts, can play every position online. We forget about him. We do. What's your thoughts on him?
I think it's another option, right? I think the Bengals really, it just depends on for them where they see that position. I told you before, I think the way that we get there is both of these guys have a bad preseason week 2. And if they both have a bad preseason week 2, we're either going back to the wire, we're going via a trade with one of our D tackles with another team, or we're going to sign somebody in the free agency process. But they've got to play bad in order for us to get to that point.
Well, they didn't play great. So that's, I mean, well, there's a good chance that it could play bad. Now, this is the scary part. Is I know you're getting out of the car, so I'll let you get out and I'll talk here for a little while. The scary part is Monday night we're going to get the Washington Commanders, and they are going to play the first team the most they've played, which I think is going to be most of the first half. Scary part is, can we make it out of there without injuring Joe Burrow or any of our other guys? If we do, we're good. But there's part of me that I'm like, I kind of want the right guard to look so bad that to go, oh my God, we have to go get somebody, or we have to go get Riser, or Rivers does awesome. Something happens that this changes narrative, or Patrick just plays great. One of those three narratives has got to happen. It's just scary that we are in to this point of training camp and we're still not set on guard. And we've been talking about, dude, I wanted them to sign 2 guards in the offseason. That's what I kept dying. I mean, anybody saw my videos, they were making me drink more beer than I normally drink, which, well, okay, probably about the same amount of beer that I normally drink, but it was to help with the stress of them not signing anybody. Now, yes, they signed Patrick, but he's a German. He's not the guy that we were wanting them to get. There are other guards out there they could have gotten. They could have the kid instead of drafting. And I love Knight. I like Knight, but Radcliffe, Rasnow, whatever the hell his name is, Ratledge. Thank you. He was sitting there, and they could have drafted him. I'm like, please draft him, and they drafted Knight, which again, I think Knight's going to be good, but another right guard was sitting right there. And now, if you do that and you draft Fairchild, you got 2 starting rookies, but you got 2 pretty damn good starting rookies. Rivers, I think, can be a good starting guard, I think, but I don't know that for a fact. And I'm not really willing to put all my eggs behind him right now. I would rather him learn the guard position 1 year behind a veteran guard and then put him as the starting right guard next year if it works out and he has proven that he can do that. But that's a scary thing going into this game Monday night. The other scary thing with the game Monday night is the defense. And I had Skinny on the show yesterday, and I've been singing the praises of the secondary, and they have looked good. I'm just seeing with my own 2 eyes. They have looked really good against the elite, and I always call the elite Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. They've looked really good against them. They looked like ass in the first preseason game. And I keep it, and we talked about the chat with some, like, well, they know the plays. And I've said this, I'm like, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins can tell you what the play is, and they can still beat you. You know, I mean, they're that good. So that doesn't, and Skinny agree with me, that doesn't compute. So that was my issue with this whole thing is, how can they look so good in training camp, which they looked good yesterday in training camp, and then they look so bad on Thursday night. That's the scary part of me. Those are the 2 big things going to this game Monday night.
Yeah, one thing that you have to remember about this defense, while we were running stemming, while we were doing stunts and twists, we were also playing very base, very vanilla style defense. So it was really just one-on-one. And And a lot of times guys weren't, in the right spot.
You're getting called McLovin in the chat here. McLovin.
Appreciate that. Actually, I got called McLovin in college too.
I can totally see that.
It's McLovin.
As soon as Jack said that, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that is him. All right,
grab that guy a beer. It's that guy. So no, that's what we have to remember is that this defense, they're still young. There's going to be ups and flows, right? We're going to have sometimes where we play great and sometimes where we falter a little bit, where we're going to have some learnings. And that's going to be throughout this season. I mean, halfway through the season, you'll kind of see the full potential of the defense and like where they're headed. This offense should just keep rolling from where they were last year. I mean,
I want to bring up that Skinny brought up yesterday that I had forgotten about. He talked about this linebacking room, and we revamped it with our two young guys, and we signed the guy from the Eagles. And Logan Wilson has looked slow here. He said this. I forgot about this when we drafted Logan Wilson, and we had Pratt. So Logan Wilson was a rookie or second year. I can't remember exactly what it was, and I think Logan was a rookie and Pratt was second year. Anyway. We had Josh Bynes. And I remember this. Now, as soon as he said that, kind of jogged my memory. I wanted them to resign Josh Bynes. I'm like, oh, my goodness. How are you not going to resign a veteran guy? You got two young guys at linebacker. Well, it turned out that the Bengals were right, and the linebackers played great. So my point to this whole thing is we haven't seen this with guards at all. We don't have a track record of guards. My point to this is with the defense in general, we have a very young defense, lots of first and second round picks. Al Golden, I said this before, Al Golden's reason he came here is to develop these guys. So to me, there is hope. I do think they're going to play. I think they're going to play a lot better Monday night than they did Thursday night.
Yeah.
The big gash at the beginning, the first running play was a gaping hole. We had guys going in the wrong gap to block it up. That's a mistake that you could make it preseason. I don't want during the regular season.
It's an alignment and it's a pre-snap mistake that probably shouldn't happen again. And Taylor basically said it's significantly better again, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
He's not expecting guys to be hitting the center on a field goal. He's not expecting us to run the wrong gap. He's not expecting us to line up incorrectly that gives us an illegal formation. He's expecting it to be significantly better offensively and defensively. And
exactly.
That's where we're going to have a full half of our first team starters to be able.
Which is awesome and scary all at the same time.
Oh, no, I'm excited. People.
I thought him get hurt. That's my thing.
Look, man. Like Burrow, I was going over it earlier. Did you know that his over-under for the season in terms of touchdowns is 33.5?
I'll take it.
Passing?
I'll take it.
And it's minus 115, which means that Vegas is basically telling you it's going to happen?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's good. If he doesn't get injured, I am not worried about this offense. The offensive line, I am a little bit.
Yeah.
But this offense, I'm not worried. And the thing is, just remember what Joe Burrow did with the offensive line we had when we went to the Super Bowl. Look what he did with the offensive line we had last year. I mean, he can overcome the offensive line. Just think of what he could do if he didn't have to overcome the offensive line. That would be awesome. Let me get to Dustin Cross here, $4.99 super chat.
Yeah, you're good,
Dustin. We don't want to admit this as Bengals fans, but what this preseason shows, we have a lot of holes on the roster, high-end talent, bottom 10 roster. I don't know if after one game it shows that. I mean, it's only been one game. I'm going to take it for what it was. It was the first game of preseason on a new defense. Guys weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. So I don't know if it necessarily shows that. It's leaning that way. We'll find out by Friday or Saturday of next week. We'll be able to know because we have all of our preseason games will be done. So I don't know if it shows that or not, but I do think it's leaning that way. What's your thoughts there?
Yeah, I just think I think we'll see elements defensively, and I think we'll see very mundane plays offense. I don't think we're going to tap into anything that we're going to do during the season, but it's a dress rehearsal because it's basically for Jamar Chase, for T. Higgins, it's one-on-one coverages. For Shamar Stewart, it's an opportunity for him to shine, right? Barrett Carter's going to get to play a lot. These younger kids, it's like it's their opportunity to adapt to the speed of the NFL, and to be acclimated to that. And for the older guys, it's their opportunity to get back in that rhythm and that swing and understand, all the ebbs and flows and different things of a football game and being off the field. Like our offense, the defense better be ready. And this is the other reason why we need a young defense, Jeff. We score in like 10 seconds. We score touchdowns in 10 seconds, right?
Well, and that's it. Hopefully, with the emergence of Chase Brown, hopefully they won't score as fast, too. And I don't mean running all the time. I do think our run game's going to be better and more consistent. But hopefully that does – because, I mean, the biggest thing is, too, because we had this last year, even as good as our offense was, there were times last year where we had the lead or we were tied and we needed to get that 3rd and 1, 3rd inches, and we couldn't get it. So that's going to be the thing I think that the offense needs to work on this year. Let me get to Dustin here. He's answered my statement here. He said, Jeff, I understand Burrow overcoming bad O-line, but he can't keep taking these hits. He isn't a spring chicken anymore. Well, the thing is, dude, this offensive line, look, everybody keeps talking how bad this offensive line is. Thursday night, they looked good. I mean, Burrow he didn't get touched. He had one time, I think, where Patrick got somebody pushed back, and and Burrow almost hit his helmet on the guy when he threw it. But that was it. And you're like, okay, well, else gets the seconds. I get that. But and I've said this before, the Eagles, their second team is some of those guys could start for other people. So I'm going by what I saw on film with the first preseason game. Now, yesterday's practice, they look like ass. I mean, and we're getting into the dog days of training camp. Guys are probably done hitting each other, done with this. They want to get the season going. So, it is what it's hard. It's hard to completely judge everything right now, I think, because of just the grind. Trust me, I understand. It's a grind. I love football. It's a grind to go down there and stand in the heat and try. I can't get videos anymore, but watch practice and watch the same thing over and over again. I can't imagine trying to do that sometimes. So that's I kind of take it like that. It's not really the same thing. I'm not playing, but it's still a grind to go out there and do it. And you're getting to, like I said, to the end of the camp, you're getting to the dog days of summer. And yes, Josh, I agree with you. Go get Reisner.
Go get him.
We talked about that earlier. Is why not? Why not go get Reisner? What are you waiting on? I mean, you've seen what Patrick is. He's an average, maybe below average, hopefully average right guard. And beyond that, we have some young guys. And we got Cody Ford, who has been playing right guard more than right tackle more than right guard now. So that's not really an option. Rivers has been playing more of the right guard with the twos than Cody Ford has. That's why I'm thinking maybe that Rivers is our right guard of the future. Hoping. Let's see, Josh here. Lucas Patrick.
Hey, I
scared the F out of me.
I get it, but again, like you said, Jeff, I mean, a couple of plays in that first game, and then other than that, it was pretty clean, right? There were 3 or 4 plays where he got knocked on his butt, but other than that, he was pretty clean. If this man is a little bit of an upgrade from Alex Kappa, that's still a win for this offensive line because we know that Dylan Fairchild is absolutely an upgrade from where we were with Cordell Volson.
Yeah. And Dustin's right. He said we're one, well, sort of, I don't know, but total I can't talk today. Catastrophe. Thank you. That's a bit much because last year our guards stunk and we played games without Orlando Brown. We played games without Mims, and Burrow still got hit, but look what we did with as far as offense goes. So I don't think it's a catastrophe. Like I said, I think Rivers is going to be good. I think Cody Ford, like I said, I'm still going by what he did last year. I think he's a proven backup guy. I think he can be good. The center from Ohio State, I think he's going to be. I'll be shocked if he's not our backup center. I mean, because I love Ted Karras, but I think he's Ted's replacement eventually. So you gotta, and they're all young, so it's not a catastrophe. You can't sit there and say it's a catastrophe because you don't exactly know. You can't sit there and go, "Oh, that guy's gonna be ass," but you don't know that. I mean, Patrick might be good. don't think he's going to be, but he might be. I mean, and the guys behind are backups. So compared to what we did last year, it wasn't that bad. It's not great. I read better.
The one you go back to with Jalen Rivers, right? He was a guard at Miami, was forced to move to tackle due to an injury. Now with Cincinnati, they saw him originally as a swing tackle that could play guard tackle flexibility, obviously a little slow on the outside. But his power, his ability to use his hands, his hand placement, his drive is all something that can be utilized in the guard spot that will make him much more formidable than, say, watching a Lucas Patrick fall over himself.
And I tell you this too, is Rivers' ceiling is higher. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's that. Like I said, if he was the only guard starting, I'd be fine with it. I'm just scared to start 2 rookie guards. I mean, that's just a scary thing to do. But
I mean,
if he's the best guy, he's the best guy.
Exactly.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Monday, they're both going to get their shot, right? And I wouldn't be surprised that if Lucas ended up having a couple of really bad plays and Joe's getting hit, that they take him out, right? This is a different
you let Burrow get knocked down in training camp, that's pretty bad.
Well, I mean, he needs to get hit in order to feel pressure, right?
But not by his own team there, Game On.
Right? He needs to feel pressure in order he needs to get hit in order to feel pressure, right? Definitely not by his own team, but the preseason game, he has every expectation of scrambling, of being able to get hit, of feeling pressure left and right and stepping up, making the right throws. And again, I go back to that pocket on the play action under center was so great. If you go back and look at that pocket on the Jamar Chase sideline catch where he toe taps. I mean, that was great pocket. So let's call that performance by Lucas Patrick in that 11-on-11 a bad day, and let's check again on Monday and see where we're at.
All right, Holmes here has got a bold prediction, which I don't know how bold this is. I think he might be right. Mark my words, Patrick will be injured in the first 4 weeks of the season. And if he is, then on down to Rivers. Then it's Rivers. To me, it better be. I mean, because he could be your future guard. He is I am extremely high on him. He's extremely athletic. He's big. He's athletic. I mean, we'd have the biggest, tallest damn line in the league probably with him and OBJ and Mims.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, 30 pounds, big arms, able to just knock you back. He doesn't lose. I mean, that's a guy that's slow, so he'll lose with, speed and flexibility, but he's not going to lose if he gets his mitts on you, right? So he's not going to be knocked over. I've never seen it happen to him.
Yes, I like Jay. Damn, let's go. Bengals 14-3, Super Bowl bound, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's kind of positivity I need here. Let's go. I'm like, look, I get the doom and gloom. Trust me, I saw the offensive line yesterday. I saw it. But damn it, if you're not going to be positive, happy about the beginning of the season against football, because we don't exactly know what's going to happen, then you're going to be miserable the whole season. So let's just try to be excited about the season right now, and let's hope to God that the Bengals are right, because remember the offensive line that Joe Burrow took to the Super Bowl. Now, I know Dustin already said that he's not a spring chicken anymore. I agree with you. This offensive line they have right now is better at almost every position on that offensive line now than it was at Super Bowl. Almost every position, so I'll say except right guard. That, so take that for what you want. And offensive line are hard to find, and I get so tired of this that the national narrative, all the Bengals don't care about the offensive line. The Bengals aren't trying. Bull crap. They've tried and tried and tried. They suck at it. They're not very good at offensive line evaluation, but they've tried. I don't know about why they haven't added another one. I don't know. That's the part that boggles my mind, but we'll have to wait and see. Wait and see here. All right, Dustin here. It's pitcher's job to keep Burrow protected, run the damn ball, and do play action. That's how the Lions give Goff deep pockets, not rocket science. Yeah, I mean,
and we saw that. We saw that in preseason game 1.
We saw it more last year too. When Chase Brown took over, they ran the ball more.
Honestly, the run game You could not look at that run game and say it looked bad. You couldn't look at that run game and say that run game was not severely improved from the prior year in our Thursday. That run game looks so good, and Dylan Fairchild looks so good in the run game.
Going over that left side. Going over that left side.
Like Chase Brown had, 6-7 yard carries, 5-yard carries. Like, let's have a little faith in that. And of course, action, it was a part of the game plan, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what allowed Burrow to have such a nice pocket, was the fact that we could run the football and we were able to leak it out to Chase Brown. We were able to get it to Jamar Chase when he's one-on-one. I mean, that's a weapon.
Exactly. Tony Blazer here says, I'm not trying to get bamboozled for the third year in a row. All right, so let's go back to when Joe Burrow got injured. And I will tell everybody that, he got hit, but it wasn't an egregious hit. I don't really think it was a hit where somebody blew the assignment on the line. The guy came around the outside. He was rolling out, threw the ball, and Connie hit him, and he fell on his wrist. You can have the best offensive line in the world, and that still could happen.
Yeah,
last year, it wasn't we keep talking about the offensive line and everything. It wasn't the offensive line's fault why we didn't make the playoffs. It was the defense's fault. That's the main. We had, what was it, 3 games in a row where we scored over 30 points.
Yeah.
With that offensive line, we scored over 30 points and we lost. So, again, everybody, I understand. I'm not saying the offensive line is going to be great or anything. I'm just saying, remember what this offense did last year. Remember what it looked like against the Eagles in the preseason. They were clicking already. And if they are that good, this is one thing I'll tell you about. This is where I'll be shocked if we don't start out 2-0. The way they look Thursday night, that offense, our offense is going to take off from Jump Street this year. If our offense looked anywhere close to that in the first 2 games last year, we would have been 2-0.
Yeah,
we would have.
We struggled mightily to get out the gate. And then think about the Giants game. Think about how poor that was of an offensive performance. Like, Burrow had to rush for a 47-yard touchdown. But then after that, really couldn't even get anything going. We had to have a turnover on Daniel Jones in order to get something going back that way. And then, late in game, that's where Chase Brown runs for the touchdown. Even, before that, he fumbled. Right. So, I mean, the season was so up and down offensively that we really truly didn't get going until potentially, week 6, week 7, where we started to rattle off, 30 points.
I guess I was wrong. Does say, I hate to correct you, Ice, but Burrow injury, Joey got beat by Clowney in less than a second. You might be right. I didn't think it was that fast. But either way, the thing is, it's a normal hit. It wasn't an egregious hit. He just got. I mean, I guess that's more of my point. He didn't get. We've seen him. I saw him get late hit way harder last year, and he got up. Now, which I don't want him to get hit at all. But it's football. He's going to get hit. You can have you can have the Eagles' offensive line, and Hurts still gets hit. I mean, you guys can go look up stats and tell me. I know he didn't get hit. Burrow got hit way more. I understand. I'm just saying. He will get hit. It's football.
Well, and Jeff, think about this too. When you're talking about the tackle position giving up pressures, Burrow can't see that, right? He has to feel it more and
especially with your left tackle.
Yeah. So when you got a good left tackle, a good right tackle, and you got pressure coming up the middle, your quarterback can see that and he can escape it a little bit easier than somebody coming from the outside.
Right. Michael Judon here talking about the guard. He says, bringing Kirkland and Cochran allowed them to compete for the job as well. I don't know. Can Cochran play guard? I'm not sure if I've ever seen him play. I've only seen him play tackle. Like Kirkland,
they only have him at tackle. He was a tackle at Georgia Tech. I think that they solely have him as potentially, not the Cody.
Honestly, Kirkland might not make this team. To be honest, the way
Kirkland might not make this team. He's on
not. So right. So that's. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with it, but the point of this is, unless you're going to bring in Reisner or somebody who's an actual veteran starter, we're stuck with what we have. And you're getting to the point where it's getting late early, where you got to figure out who's going to be your right guard, and it's unless they bring Reisner in, it's going to be Patrick. I mean, I think that's pretty much set in stone. unless Holmes is right, which happened to Brown last year. We're like, how long is it going to take before Brown gets hurt and Mims is in there? It was the third game of the year, I think, when Brown got hurt last year. So this could be the same thing, which wouldn't be the worst thing. Let's say as long as Patrick is doing okay, and let's just say he gets hurt in the third or fourth game. So you have Fairchild who say he's got 3 games under his belt as an NFL starter, and then say Patrick gets hurt. The next guy up, I think, will be Rivers. So yes, you're going with 2 guards, but you're at least going with a guy who's at right guard has been or at left guard has been the left guard from Jump Street. So there shouldn't be as many growing pains with him as it would be with the right guard jumping in. So maybe that offsets stuff a little bit. Maybe I'm just grasping at straws. I don't know.
I think you got something there, right? I think continuity. I think multiple years in a system. I think, guys getting more reps is only going to help them get better.
Yeah. Oh, what is this? We got a movie star in here? Jay McDonald, 2001. I have a new movie on the way. Jay Money moves to Hollywood. Premieres October 1st on YouTube. Are you serious? Are you just saying this is Jay Money and he moves to Hollywood?
Hollywood?
Are you serious? That's cool. If you do, that's awesome.
News.
T. Brookie. Bengals fans have suffered PTSD, but we have to face our fears and get excited. We have Joe, Chase, and T and weapons. That's the thing. It's like I think we get caught up in our own misery sometimes here as Cincinnati, as Bengal fans. We have a really good team. We have a chance. Did they fix everything? Absolutely not. I wanted them to go get another safety in there. I still would like them to do that. I'd still like them to get a better right guard. But every other position, we're pretty damn good, I think. And I need to talk about the defense because Shamar Stewart, I want to bring this up. Now, I gave him crap for his agent, and the way they handled that, I think, was just stupid. But seeing him in training camp, how fast he is, how big he is, how quick he is, and how they are moving him up and down the line is very, very, very exciting. When we get Trey signed and him, we might be able to get some pressure on the quarterback.
Never did any of this, Ice. Like Lou would have never put this kid, Shamar, in this position where he's moving him inside and outside and potentially put him in a backer and stand up and line him in the dirt. He would not have done any of that. 2-eye, 3-tech, 5-tech. He would have just played him a couple snaps at 5 this year and said, let's see what he can do to help out this pass.
Al's like, you're playing and you're doing this. Yeah.
Like, I'm finding ways to get your ass in the game.
Right. And I like that. I like that a lot. And just if you think you got him and it's just, all right, the whole thing where he doesn't finish plays. Well, cool. We got Trey Henderson, who knows how to finish a quarterback. So you get Shamar pressure one way, it goes right into the Trey, and that's a sack. So which we got to get Trey signed. Which they're going to get Trey signed. I think it happens. My opinion now, it's changed. I change it every month or every couple of weeks, but now I think he gets signed after the last preseason game, which is next Saturday. I'm not saying Saturday, but after that.
I think that week of practice, September 1st, is a big one, right? If he's practicing and, he's preparing for week 1, I think a deal is coming, right? It's just a matter of time. And then if it gets done, then great. If it gets done, after week 1, great. But I think him preparing to play is your sign that everything's A-okay in Cincinnati.
If you can go with what Lou said when he was interviewed by Kay Adams. He said he has a body younger than a 30-year-old. Now, is that true? I have no idea. But I do know what's true is he said he's never had any major injuries, which he hasn't. And for what the Bengals are worried about is him dropping off a cliff. That's their whole big thing. They don't want him to just drop off a cliff. Ever since he's got to Cincinnati, all he's done is gone up and up and up and up. So there is no signs of him going down, at least not for the next 2 years. Third year, I don't know. But to me, that's the chance you take. And Trey has earned that. He has earned that from the Bengals to, all right, if he's not as good in the third year, he's had a great career with the Cincinnati Bengals. He deserves that guaranteed third year. So hopefully they'll get that done here. Let's see here. Dustin, I think what I am looking for Monday is trenches and secondary. I don't mind if we don't set the world on fire Monday. I just want to see us sound and come out healthy. I want to see us compete. And that's the thing that I did not like about the secondary. They didn't compete. And that's all I've seen at practice is them competing and competing and competing and competing. Every single snap, they are competing. And I did not see that in Philadelphia. That's what shocked the crap out of me. I'm like, where's the team that I saw all training camp? That was a surprise to me. Let's see here. Josh, I agree with this. I put this up there, but I want to read it. They need to sign Trey ASAP. His pass rushing combo with Shamar's run defense and ability to disrupt is the perfect tandem. That's pretty much what I was saying. I think that's going to be we're going to be very pleasantly surprised with how good Shamar plays. And I don't know how many times I said this last year. If we can get consistent pressure on the quarterback, that's going to make your secondary better. That's going to make everything better. And we only had one last year in Trey. If we can get what I think we're going to get out of Shamar and get something out of Joe Osai and something out of Miles Murphy, this defense could be – I'm not saying it's going to be the 85 Bears. If they can be average, just average, we'll be good. And I'm looking for them to be getting back to being more of an opportunistic defense, ball hawking defense. That's what they've been in practice. See if it translates to the game.
You're absolutely right. I think they need to be competitive in the preseason game. We've seen them competitive so far in camp. They're winning days. We need to see it translate. But I'll go back to, I touted Isaiah Williams throughout camp, and I said, here's a guy that could potentially take Charlie Jones' spot. I mean, clearly in that preseason game, he was lost.
Charlie Jones looked good. Charlie Jones looked good,
and Isaiah Williams looks like he's a cut at the end of the day. So
I think he
can have a great camp, and then you could have a really bad preseason. Mm-hmm. So
we'll see. Gregory here, he does have a point. He said Super Bowl year free agency, Trey, Uzier, Hilton, Larry O, Reader, Vaughn, Apple, all added to draft picks, Hubbard, Pratt, Logan, and Bates. That's why our defense was so good. You're right. But I think we have talented guys here now. We didn't have, and we had to sign all those guys because we didn't have a lot of first and second round draft picks and that defense. That our defense was historically bad. Now I know our defense is historically bad last year, but I'm going by the draft capital that they've put into this last couple of years. We've had guys that have not played to their draft level. That's what we need them to do, and that's what the Bengals are counting on this year. And the thing is, when you start spending as much money as you do on the offensive side of the ball, you're not going to spend as much money on the defense side of the ball. And the Bengals sure as heck aren't, because they want the cap flexibility for what? I don't know, because they don't ever do anything with it, but that's what they want. So, but I do think that the talent that we have there with the young guys is higher than what the young guys we had from that Super Bowl team. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think the plan has always been to sign Joe, sign Jamar, sign T, pay mid-level players on your offensive line and defensive line. But you need to rely on your drafting capabilities defensively. We always knew that our defense was going to be a heavy draft, and they had to compete and they had to play well in order for us to be a contender year in and year out. Your offense was going to be great, but could your defense match it? And if they can, it's a successful transition from what we had to what we have. The Bengals are doing that both now with the offensive line and the defense at the same time. And so you're starting to see a transition from the mid-level guys they paid on the offensive line to draft picks that they drafted in Dylan Fairchild and Mims. And you're starting to see defensively guys that were picks in the last 3 years are now big-time starters across the board.
Yeah, one thing I want to talk about this year's draft already. We got 3 starters, potential starters out of it. I don't know if Shamar Stewart's going to start or not, but he's going to be a heavy rotational guy. Yeah. But you got, Demetrius Knight's going to start, Fairchild's going to start, and Stewart could start some games. I don't know where the rotation's going to be. But right there, And I think all three of them are going to be fine. So right now, as of August 4th, 2005 at 6 o'clock, I think our draft so far looks good. We'll see what happens. We got to play. With that being said, I want to move on to the Reds, man, because they just got out of a series with the Philadelphia Phillies. Looked like crap in one game and looked great in the other 2 games. Now, we got a big series coming up with the Brewers, who have had our number for years and years and years and years. G-Money, tell me something. Can the Reds pull this off? Can they win the series with the Brewers this weekend?
Yeah, the Reds rise to the occasion every time they play a formidable team. The Brewers are on a 12-game win streak.
But the Brewers, we can't beat them.
12-game win streak. They're on a 12-game win streak. The Reds are the team in the majors, I feel, that can break that streak, right? The Reds are the ones that are going to come in there, and they're not only going to break the streak, Jeff. They're going to win the series. I predict the Reds are going to win the series. Look, hey, I'm very mesmerized by what I've seen from Andujar so far. And I'm glad
I like him a lot. Yeah.
We broke that trade on your show, right? That was
we did.
Hey, we just got him to go Andujar. That dude has been a stud more than you could have imagined, right? He's got like 8 RBIs and 3 home runs in 10 games for the Reds, which is it's outstanding for him.
Grand slam, right, baby, grand slam.
And a home run and a grand slam in the same weekend at GABP, his first weekend playing at the ballpark. I mean, that's pretty incredible. The kid is on fire.
And I'll take our starting pitching lineup right now versus them. Right now, it's oh crap.
So we got Littell coming up. We got Martinez.
Martinez coming tomorrow night. Then we got Liddell, and then it's Abbott. Now they have TBA as far as yesterday. They didn't announce who their starter was. The other 2 are good starters, but if we and the way I know we still throw the ball around from time to time, but they're starting to play some defense. Brian Hayes can pick it over there. Ellie's starting to get better. Marte has taken the right field like a fish to water. I mean, he's playing good. So
Marte's a star making. He's a star. He's the big bat that we've been looking for in the outfield, and then you add Andujar. He's another big bat that we added to the lineup for very little return on that trade. So, I mean, the Red they really did have a good trade deadline. They really did. They got
good. It wasn't great. It was good. I'll give it.
But they got all the pieces that they needed in order for this team to be competitive and potentially compete for a wild card spot in the end. And who knows, make a little noise once we get to. We've got a playoff coach here, people. We don't have David Bell ruining games at the end. We have Tito. So there's a little something to that, right? I feel like the Dusty Magic might be back, Jeff. You know, the 2010 through 2013, that team was rolling.
Now, like I said, I like the trades. I didn't love the trades. Like I said, I would have. Keith Brian Hayes has been a great defender. He's hit a little bit. I would have loved to gotten Gino, but the thing is, Gino honestly is what Seattle and hasn't been hitting. So we'll see. But I like, and this is what, and Joe Farsi was on here Tuesday, and he kept saying that he doesn't like or doesn't understand the philosophy of the roster building. I understand. Like, to me, the only thing this lineup is missing is that big bat. Andujar might be that bat. Marte, we know can be that bat. It's just how consistently can it be?
Right.
He's another one. We need him to start getting his power back. That's what this, and we're missing the big power. We're missing the big hits, and they're starting to get them more than they used to. Now, we still had a game where we scored 1 run, which was frustrating as hell. But look, I tweeted this out last night. It's August. It's August, people. And we are playing games that are meaningful. We can bitch and complain. They should have done this. Trust me, I've done it. But it's August. We got a shot at the Reds being in the playoffs and the Bengals season started. Let me see here. Somebody just messaged me this. The The Cubs lost. That we're only 5 out behind them right now, which is a lot. But they're coming back. We need the Braves to win tonight. I don't think we're going to catch the Cubs. But beside that, things are starting to cinch up a little bit.
Peter, let me give you some facts here. So the Cubs are 4-6 in their last 10. The Mets are 2-8 in their last 10. The Reds really they have an opportunity here because they've been 6-4 in their last 10. And prior to that, they were even better. They were like 7-3, 8-2. So, they continue on that path of being 6-4, 7-3, 8-2. While these teams the Mets have been sputtering. They've been sputtering.
They lost 7 in a row, and now they won the last 2, though, I think.
The Reds, no. They lost yesterday, 11-6.
Oh, they did lose? Okay.
Yeah, we're only a half game back. Or sorry, we're a game back. One game back.
Yes, you're right.
We're one game back. And so the Mets they're really teetering. The Reds should take advantage of this opportunity. If they win in Milwaukee, they have momentum going into LA against the Angels.
So Josh has got a question for you. So you're saying bet the house on the Reds winning Friday night?
Yes, absolutely. Well, we're playing jerseys already. I mean, they're looking stellar. That is an absolute yes. Bet the house on Friday.
And I agree. Natty Ron's in the house. My brother from another mother in Arizona says winning the series is all that matters. And he says stealing game 1 is a must.
Yes.
I don't disagree with that. That sets the tone to me because there's guys who's been on this team where like, oh crap, here we go again. And trust me, as a fan, I know I'll do the same thing. Like, damn it, we cannot beat the freaking Brewers. Yeah. Winning game 1, I agree with Ron. Winning game 1 is crucial. Go out there, set the tone, say, look, this ain't the same Reds that you've pushed around and kicked around the last couple of years. We're here to play. We're here to beat you guys, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
I just think the pitching, the relief pitching is so much better than what we've had in the past. I think, moving Burns to the bullpen is huge.
You read my mind. Yep.
It's so huge. Like they can utilize him similar to how they utilize Martinez, where he can go in inning here. He can go in inning there. He's not going to really get caught up in the whole, arm sore type thing, right?
They can really watch him too. That's the whole thing. Like I said, and that's what they can. And I think you don't let him go multiple innings. You let him come in 3 batters, one, or however 1 inning, however many batters it is. I mean, I don't want it to be 10 batters, but it's short outings. Now he is not okay. I will be shocked if the Reds make the playoffs. I'll be shocked if he's on the playoff roster because he'll be so far beyond any innings he's ever pitched. I'd be shocked. But the thing is too, Lodolo is on pace to come back here. What was it? Was it next week? The week after that, I think.
15-day DL, I think.
Yeah.
Last Monday or Tuesday.
So he's on schedule to come back soon. So
but next
he comes back. You put Martinez back in the bullpen, which Martinez has been the MVP of our pitching staff. The dude will pitch anywhere, anytime you want him to. And you put him back in that bullpen. You got Burns in that bullpen because that bullpen needs help.
Yeah.
So that's where we all got frustrated. Okay, we got a starting pitcher. And that was me at first. I'm like, got a starting pitcher? Why? Then I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, well, then you can move. First thought was move Martinez into the bullpen. And then I'm like, oh, yeah. Then Hunter Green's come back. You can move Burns into the bullpen. Like, that helps the bullpen.
Once Lodolo comes back, Martinez is in the bullpen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With Grease. I mean, totally formidable. And honestly, like, I think that's huge for our starting pitching and our bullpen. Barlow's had 60 appearances. Santillan has had 61 appearances. Like, these guys need some help on the back end.
Yeah, we need my boy Graham.
They're starting to ramp up Graham. It feels like Graham pitching almost every night. And I'm like, here we go.
They need him to. They need him to. He needs to.
It's either going to be Ash Ketchum or Ash Kraft. I don't know which one.
But yeah, I'm hoping he does his job. There's times where I'm like, oh, he looks dominant. There's times like, oh, Graham, what are you doing?
Like Lyon Richardson. Oh my God, dude. Like It started off great, and then there was like a month period where it just went shoo.
Yep. Well, the other one's got a lot of workers. Barlow. I've been impressed with Barlow of how he's done. So, like I said, man, it's August, dude. We are in a playoff run in August because that was my big concern is coming out of the All-Star break where we crash and burn like we half the time we did with David Bell as our manager. And that's the thing is people who think this game is past Tito by, you're nuts. I mean, look at this. He basically has the same team as David Bell did last year. Now I know we added people at the trade deadline, but he had basically the same team. And look where they're at. And they're in this race. I mean, David Bell, like a couple years ago, we're like, oh, we're in it. We're 6 games out. Are we in it or are we not? No, we're a game out of a playoff spot, people. A game out.
In August.
Again, in August. So be happy. Be excited about this. These are things that go, well, and the Cincinnati fan, and I get it. I totally get it. The PTSD, the Cincinnati fan, and he goes, what's going to happen? When's the other shoe going to drop? I'll tell you guys the same thing I told you in 2021 when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. Enjoy it because you don't know when it's going to end. It ended, we lost, but that ride up that whole season was fun as hell. I enjoyed every single minute of it. I was depressed as crap when we lost it. It's the third time I freaking lost them. So what lose the Super Bowl. But it's fun doing that. This is fun. I'm like watching the Reds here the last couple of nights have been fun. Yeah, I was pissed off and irritated the other night when we only scored 1 run because I'm like, did it again. We lead the majors in 1 run scoring, but it's still fun. That's why you're a fan. That's why you're a fan. Remember the joy of being a kid and just watching baseball. Remember the joy of being a kid and watching football and not going, oh God, I hope Joe Burrow doesn't get killed. Oh God, just watch the game. That's my advice to you guys.
Be a passionate fan. Live for the moment. Get down to the ballpark, people. We've got a winning team. Let's go support their asses off, and let's go win a World Series.
I don't know if we're going to do all that, but yeah, let's go.
No, hey, the Diamondbacks in 23 with the Reds, and they went. They went.
The thing is, once you get in, you never know what's going to happen. And the thing is,
it's a crapshoot. Yeah.
So this thing, nobody's going to really want to play the Reds because in a 3 or 4 game series, you got Hunter Green, Abbott, Lodolo. Those 3 coming at you. That's a pretty good starting 3 right there to take on. So we'll see. Dustin said, yeah, got to punch his chance. There we go. There you go.
Punch his chance. That's all you need.
And that right. Stay unsweepable, which is still crazy. But we haven't gotten swept yet.
And there's something to that and success of a team. Not being swept and the success of a team long term. I mean, do it.
We'll see what happens. But game on, as always. It's been fun having you on. We'll have to do this again next Thursday because he's going to be all well. We're going to do it at 5:30 as long as his kids are and his in-laws and everything else. We're going to be 5:30. But that's why I tell you guys always to subscribe because I might go a little early. I might go a little later. You never know, but subscribe. Game on. Tell everybody where they can find you, your spaces, everything. Yeah, go on.
Game on J Money on Twitter. We do something called Spaces. It's that purple line at the top of the screen on Twitter. Or you can just go to my page. I'm usually in them during the day, Mondays and Fridays. But then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I go into the office. I'm there usually at 8 a.m. and at 5 o'clock at the end of the day.
Yeah, he doesn't actually do anything at his job. He just does Spaces. And then he'll just go at the end of it. Bam, it's over. And you're like, it's Irish.
I love expectations this year.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that, but anyway. All right, brother. Take it easy.
You too. Take care.
Yeah. All right. Oh, T. Brookie says he followed you. T. Brookie, are you a guy or a girl? I'd love to know that. I think you're a guy. But anyway, he follows you. G Money, as Crip says. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thanks for watching. As always, I've been live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You follow me on all those along with Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You are a guy. I thought you were. I thought you were. It's just T. Brookie. I thought you were a guy. Old guy. You're an old guy. I'm an old guy, too. Hey, we got something in common, T. Brookie. We're both old. But I'll be putting a sound up later tonight, put it on the podcast. You can check it out. It's on Beanpod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Wherever I'm everywhere. Do me a favor though. First of all, listen to it because nobody listens to the podcast. I keep putting it up there, but nobody really listens to it. But if you don't mind listening to it, I'd appreciate it. When you do listen to it, like it, subscribe to it, leave a comment, and so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. I greatly appreciate it. Also, shout out to the sponsors of the show. They are as follows: Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Needs grass cut, needs shrubbery cut, needs trees planted, need anything related to lawn and landscaping. You need to buy some mulch, buy some rock, anything. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Don't call them. Don't think it. Call them at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. When you call Johnny, tell him you heard about him from Sports with Strawberry Ice. Also, shout out to T Properties. Quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And, of course, Meyer Window, Door, and More. Their website is MeyerCincinnati.com. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, easy to clean, great looking windows. Meyer Windows, Door, and More. And, of course, my favorite brewery, Moorline Lagerhouse. We will be doing our tailgate again this year, 3 hours before every single Bengals home game, along with, we added this on, we're doing road tailgates. Show up, come on down, watch the Bengals game with a whole bunch of crazy Bengal fans, enjoy some delicious Moorline food. So every Sunday, I'm going to be at Moorline Lagerhouse. You want to come down and hang out with me? That's where I'm going to be at during the Bengals game. Also, mark your calendars. September 9th, I'll be doing a live show at Moorline Lagerhouse, 2 hours, 5:30 to 7:30. It's a Dine for 9 for the Joe Burrow Foundation. Now, there are multiple restaurants doing this around Cincinnati, but I will be at Moorline Lagerhouse doing my podcast with my co-host, Joe Farsing, along with my special guest, former Bengals kicker Jim Breach, along with 2 members of the Final Four team for the Cincinnati Bearcats, Terry Nelson and Corey Blunt, will be in the house. So make sure you guys get your reservations early. Show, like I said, show starts at 5:30, goes to 7:30. Come there, hang out, and support the Joe Burrow Foundation, Dine for 9. And if you guys have not done this yet, Roman's Fight. Tony Pike is having the fundraiser this Saturday night at Oakley Greens. If you guys have not made plans yet, make some plans. Get there. Starts at 5 o'clock, goes till 10. There's the cash prizes, all kinds of stuff you can bid on. If you just want to give him some money to help out Roman and his fight, I'm sure the Pike family would greatly appreciate it. Go there, hang out, and support this young man and this fight that him and his family are going to. Great family, the Pike family. I love listening to Cincinnati 360 and the Tony and Mo football show when he's on, Tony and Austin. I love doing talkbacks. So Tony and Mo have been a great supporter of my show. Even though Tony hasn't been on my show, he's been a great supporter. I appreciate him. So make sure you guys get there Saturday night. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. And remember one thing and one thing only. That's Who Dey for life. Throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.